ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The 2015 high school track and field season is just around the corner, and as Charles Fisher tells us tonight, a big change has been made.
Wanting to involve athletes from the entire Bahamas, the Bahamas government has now taken stride and will spearhead the National High School Track and Field Championships, no longer solely under the direction of the B3As, who was generous to pass on the baton.
The administrative support that the government brings to the table in itself is far beyond what the B3As as a volunteer organization is able to harness by ourselves, and so this partnership is welcome. And as I indicated, right, this goes back to the mid-80s when it really was under the auspices of the New Providence Association and by extension the government to some extent. And now that they've rededicated their commitment to our development, we are very pleased to have this happen.
Senator Greg Burrows is being put in charge of overseeing the four-day meet and feels this change will bring back the sense of national pride.
The rebirth of a national sport is needed in every principal sporting activities in our country. This year, we are calling on the alumni of every school, every senior and junior school, to get involved and to assist us in making sure that this event is a success that we know it will be.
The idea is to get everyone involved from Inagua in the south to Abaco in the north.
While there may be qualifying standard, we have to also appreciate the availability or the opportunities for kids in Inagua, Acklands, Crooked Island to be able to meet qualifying standards through lack of facilities. So to say that we'll put in a qualifying standard, we have to take in consideration the opportunities that those kids may not have to meet those qualifying standards.
Once again, the dates for the Bahamas National High School Track and Field Championships, March 4th through 7th, right here at the Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium, and they're inviting all alumni to come on out and support. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Newly crowned WBA International Middleweight and WBC Silver Middleweight boxing champ Tureano Johnson returning home this afternoon after stopping Colombian Alex Theran in the 5th round of their fight on Friday at Madison Square Garden in New York. Johnson, who was already in possession of the WBC Continental of America's title, was met at the Lyndon Pindling International Airport by family, friends, and officials from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. A brief ceremony followed in the VIP lounge.
Haven't come to full grips of this moment yet, you know. This isn't something to be taken lightly. Right now I'm in the top 5 fighters, best 5 fighters in the world. I'm getting ready to fight a world champion. God knows that I'm just overwhelmed. I'm thrilled, and I just got to continue to remain humble and give God thanks, because right now this is bigger than myself.
Did the fight go according to plan?
Well, of course, you know, never had it ever went according to what we had planned. But hey, the whole detail was that we win the fight, and that's what we did. I was hoping for a clean, clear knockout, but unfortunately for my opponent, I was too overwhelming for him to continue, so he opted out not to get knocked out rather than just to quit.
The Bahamas Football Association has a busy 2015 schedule ahead, and President Anton Seeley spoke about some key items on their agenda.
Beginning as soon as March 15th or thereabouts, we begin the qualification process for the 2018 Russia World Cup. So our personnel will actually be traveling to Miami this week for the draw, which will be held on the 15th of February at the W Hotel in Miami. Once the draw, then that determines our opponent and where we begin our first match. But we will be participating in World Cup qualifiers. We also have qualifiers for beach soccer, the 2015 beach soccer in Portugal this year. So that qualification process, I think that begins in April. We also have sometime in April the CONCACAF Congress, which is scheduled for the Bahamas, and we're also looking to host in conjunction with that a sports leaders, ministers and sports leaders conference or conclave, if you will, sponsored by jointly with CONCACAF and the Financial Times. So that is also scheduled for here sometime in April. And of course we have our under 15 and many lots of youth-based competitions for later on in the year as well.
The King Eric Gibson All-for-One Regatta closed out yesterday in Montague Bay, and the New Courageous dominated the competition in Class A, winning all 3 races.
it's about time Team Courageous get back out there. I think this year we're going to come out much more and be more forceful.
Is this the year for the Courageous? I guess you guys hoping for greater things the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the new Courageous back in the water now, and teamwork, Julian. Teamwork speaks volumes, and we were a perfect team this weekend.
So all those boats like the Tidal Wave, Lady M, Red Stripe, they better watch out.
Well, all I'm going to say is once they come out there, we're not going to back down.
You're ready?
We're ready.
What's the difference in the boat this time? It looked like she's sailing like how the Courageous used to sail.
What we did, we had the boat redone. I was remodeled by Vivian Lockhart, and we were still finding the trim of her, doing a little tweaking, but I think she's pretty good, but we're going to put some more on them for Georgetown.
This is only our third time in the water, so in the future, right now we're only about 70%, so we have another 30% left, so there ain't plenty problems.
Over in Class B, the title is headed to Long Island after the new Susan Chase won 2 of the 3 series races, and this win just added to the legacy of Stephan Knowles as one of the country's top skippers.
Stephan, as a youngster from a little boy, he trained under my father, my oldest brother, Mark, and all us as brothers, and he has mastered the art. Being an engineer, you know, he studied engineering, so when he get on the sea, he utilized that in his skills in sailing.
The C class produced the most competition in the entire regatta. Each series race was won by a different sloop, but when all the points were tallied, Lady Eunice would be crowned the overall champion.
Like I told VDK, small craft 10 port. The wind was really too hard for him. He can make it. I'm the big dog. I tell him if you need some high rep, just check me.
This regatta finish, I guess you get ready for Farmer's Key?
Farmer's Key like God's war, you know, Farmer's Key.
Can y'all win in Farmer's Key? What's it gonna take?
Yeah, man, you sweet Farmer's Key. Farmer's Key like small things right now. A small things, man. I can just enjoy this one, take some time off with my family, and then we go on a little vacation to the championship.
Now, we were able to catch up with the minister responsible for regattas, the Honourable V. Alfred Gray, and he summed the event up this way.
The success which we had over the last 3 days speaks to how people think of the legendary King Eric Gibson. And I'm delighted that the people really came out in this kind of numbers because it is the first of an annual event. And the first of anything, if it starts right, it ends right.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
This is ZNS Total Sports, brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.